Splash Sports Week 4. And if you tailed my plays last week, you went 2 and 3. You should have went 3 and 2 because Rams plus 3.5 was one of the worst beats in NFL history. Blocked field goal return for a touchdown. Crazy stuff, but that's gambling. All right, I've got 4 favorites for you this week. Why am I eating so much chalk? Well, favorites in the NFL are winning at an over 70% rate since the start of last year. And the math says when you win the game, you typically cover in the NFL about 80% of the time. So don't be afraid to lay the lumber if you think your team is going to win the game. I will start with one ugly dog, though, and it's the Saints plus 15.5. I think New Orleans might be the worst team in the NFL, but Josh Allen, 7 straight losses against the spread when he is a double-digit favorite. I don't think the Bills have much motivation to win with margin. I will take the Texans minus 7.5 against the Titans. Have you seen how bad the Tennessee offense is? And they are changing play callers this week. Maybe it sparks them, maybe it doesn't. But the Texans, an 0-3 favorite of more than a touchdown. The market's telling you something there. I think Houston bounces back in a big way. I'll take the Chargers minus 6.5 at the Giants. Have you seen how bad this Giants offense is? And now you're going to throw Jackson Dart to the fire against a Chargers defense that absolutely slammed the door against Bo Nix and I would say pretty good Broncos offense last week. You think Jackson Dart's going to figure out this Chargers team? Justin Herbert looks like he is nails in the fourth quarter. I think the Chargers cover the spread. I'll take the Lions minus 9.5 against the Browns. Teams coming off an outright win as a big underdog of more than a touchdown, which the Browns were last week against the Packers, and they're a big underdog the following week. They typically don't do well in that second game as a big dog. And I think the Lions, who just refuse to punt and they go for it on every fourth down, I think they cover the 9.5. And finally, give me the Packers minus 6.5 at the Cowboys, the Micah Parsons revenge game. Jerry Jones continues to poke the Micah Parsons bear. I think that's a bad move. And of course, Green Bay coming off the loss last week against Cleveland. They're in a great bounce back spot, and that Cowboys defense, woof. Good luck with your plays in week 4.